Joining us here in our lobby studio here now is Krystle Noble with the Roswell Humane Society. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm great. I got a donut.
You did? There's more where that came from.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you know what? It's fine. I already have my crack in a cup, as John calls it, so.
So you got crack on a plate and crack in a cup there.
Yep.
So very good. Well, good morning. How's life at the Humane Society today?
It is good. It is busy. It is hot.
Good. Well, the hot part not so much, but the
No.
good and busy part's good.
It is good. It's busy. Speaking of the 4th of July, yes, that being this weekend, we have decided that we're going to go ahead and close the kennels from Saturday and then just reopen on Tuesday.
Okay.
So that way we're able to keep the stress level down from the animals during the firework time.
Makes sense.
And then a lot of it also is, travelers for the UFO festival, they come in full character with masks and stuff like that, and that tends to scare the dogs quite a bit, and we don't want the dogs to accidentally bite somebody.
Gotcha.
So if you do come to visit, please make sure that all UFO attire, alien attire is removed, because we don't want you to terrify the dog. We want the dog to see truly you and not, the fun.
Right, you dressed up as an alien
the
or
fun stuff.
A foil person or whatever.
Yes. But we will be open all day today, all day tomorrow as normal, but we will just be closed Saturday. And then obviously Sunday and Monday are normal days.
Yeah.
And then back open on Tuesday.
What about the thrift store? Will it be open?
The thrift store will be open.
Okay. So it'll be open its normal, regularly scheduled hours for that. So, by the way, that's a great way to support the Humane Society. If you can adopt a pet or become a member, shop at the thrift store, donate to the thrift store. Every penny that is generated from that thrift store goes back to taking care of the animals at the thrift.
Anybody here traveling locally that does not know, the thrift store is on East McGaffey Street. We're connected to them, the same building, but they have a lot of things. A lot. They're packed full right now.
Yeah.
So if you're traveling through and you want, to say you went authentically shopping at thrift stores in Roswell, come by see us.
There's a lot of great stuff.
There's a lot.
That's the best. If you're going to be a tourist, go to your Goodwills, go to your thrift stores, because you're going to get kind of the flavor of the place that you're.
Yes.
So this is their stuff, our stuff.
Yeah, it's all you out of towners. Come visit.
Yeah. Yes, and so right now, Camille at the thrift store has 2 nice, very old vintage dressers. A ton of swimming towels. So if you're going to go play at our swim rec area or the splash pad.
Or EMUR pool, they're both open July 4th.
And then we've got swimsuits for kids, adults, women, men.
Okay.
So you can get your towels, you can get your swimsuits, then you can get your swim on. And then if you decide you want to decorate your house with our stuff while you're here, we've got a ton of curtains, curtain rods, bed sheets, coffee pots, a couple of Keurigs.
By the way, college kids will be going back to school here before you know it. They're going to be moving into the dorms. They need things like coffee pots and curtains and bedspreads and things like that.
Yep.
Get it on the cheap. They're
very
going to destroy
cheap.
it in college. Just face it. Nothing.
Very cheap.
Yeah, most furniture and things from college don't make it home again because it gets destroyed.
Right.
So
Pretty
buy
much.
it, pennies on the dollar at the thrift store, so when they destroy it, you don't feel so mad.
Yep. They're stocking new clothing every single day, and a lot of the clothing that they're stocking is actually new clothing with tags on.
Okay.
Ladies, it's hot here in New Mexico, and if you're not familiar with that, we've got a ton of summer dresses, rompers, shorts, sports bras, anything.
Sports bras, you said?
Yeah, sports bras.
Awesome. I need to stock up.
Okay, I'll bring you a couple next time.
Just set a couple aside.
Okay, I got you.
I think you just need the regular ones. I didn't know you're very into sports.
I don't know.
I need something. I need something.
It's for when he goes swimming, for his
lift
laps.
and separate, but also with not a lot of jiggle.
Yes.
I like getting black eyes, so I just.
You do you.
But if you're looking for anything in particular that you forgot at home while you're here, check us out.
Very good.
They have a lot of dress slips too. If you're still into wearing the dress slips, I was like, who still wears dress slips? But okay.
Me?
There we go. Our black-eyed dress slip man over there. A lot of lady nightgowns. The really soft, silky nightgowns for the summertime sleeping and shower robes.
Comfort ones, not sexy time.
No, they have those too.
Oh, okay. So whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, they have the comfy and the sexy.
Comfy can be sexy.
I guess. Not if you're doing it right.
But if you forgot something to pack, And instead of going to Walmart buying it brand new, come and get it from us.
Come visit
We've got it. We've got it all.
And you're helping pets. You're helping
shoes,
vets. Yeah. Kids clothing. I know with back to school is going to be around the corner. I'll be doing your back to school shopping. Come get some clothing here.
There's a ton of kids clothing, a ton of kids shoes. I can't even tell you how many baskets of kids clothes that they could put out on a day basis because they get a lot of it donated because granted kids outgrow their clothes before they tear them up because they grow so fast.
Yeah. Them church clothes don't last very long when they're a certain age.
No.
You go 1 week and they fit fine. Next week they're outgrown them already. So yeah.
Yeah. So 4th of July is here. I mean, obviously we're gearing up for that weekend.
Yes.
A lot of loud noises, a lot of fireworks, a lot of shocking and surprising things for the pooches out there.
Yes.
What are some recommendations that you would give pooch owners?
So a lot of people don't realize that their pets truly have anxiety from fireworks because yes, they do.
Right.
If you go to Paul's Vet, Roswell Livestock, Petco, Walmart, Tractor Supply, you're gonna look for a calming treat.
Okay.
A lot of people, it's called Rescue Remedy, but there's several other ones. They even have some that are CBD now.
Gotcha.
And so fireworks tend to typically start about 7, 8 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. So you're going to want to give it to them about 6, 6:30.
Actually, I heard a few already like 2 days ago.
As I was pulling in the parking lot, somebody popped a firework. As I pulled in the parking lot, I was like, excuse you?
Day fireworks?
Can't help
Day
it.
fireworks.
That feels silly.
What a waste of money.
It really is.
Firework.
Yeah. So, exactly.
So basically you're just saying dose your dogs.
Dose your dogs. Give
Gotcha.
them the calming medication. Put them, if you have dogs that are used to being kenneled, kennel them. Close the kennel door and cover it so it blocks out the light. They're in their own quiet space, and it's basically their comfort zone.
Gotcha.
It's like, us when we throw the blanket over our head so the monster goes away. We're just helping them.
Gotcha.
Cats,
I was wondering about cats because I'm a cat daddy, and I've
Yes.
for several years we've heard fireworks around us, and I don't usually have my cats don't tend to have anxiety about it. But do cats in general have anxiety about fireworks and
They
stuff?
can.
Okay.
But typically cats are neurotic to begin with, to where certain things spook them. So they have their already set hiding place.
Right.
Main thing with cat owners is don't be coming in and out of your front door, back doors a lot. You either in or you're out, or put your cat in a room with a closed door. So that way, if you have a lot of traffic coming in and out of the house, the cat is secure in a room and can't get spooked and run out.
Right.
Because one of the busiest days at any shelter is July 5th and January 1st because of all the fireworks popping. Dogs run away, cats run away, and owners are looking for them. Keep your dogs inside and, confined areas. Get them some calming aid. They've got several different ones out on the market. Rescue Remedies one. They have CBD ones at Petco that are all natural. Give it to them in ample time prior to be effective, and then redose them about 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Only because you might be done with fireworks, but your neighbors down the street or across the street could be going until 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
So you want to make sure to continue to dose them throughout the evening. Another thing that can help is if you have a radio in your house and you have the animal in that room, turn the radio on, but put it on like rock station, like where it's going to play, our Skid Row, Motley Crue,
Something
Guns N'
heavy.
Roses, something that's got a lot of bass
Something
to
loud.
it.
Give your dogs some culture. in other
Yeah,
words.
let's
Gotcha.
take them back to the 80s.
Music. Gotcha.
Yeah, let's go back to the 80s.
No smooth jazz, something a little bit
No.
more peppy and
Something
upbeat.
that's rocky, upbeat, got a lot of bass in it, and turn the volume up a little bit.
Okay.
You don't have to, go tub thumping down the street.
If it's too loud, you're too old. Yeah.
Pretty
None of
much.
that?
Yeah.
So just something else that they can listen to that'll kind of drown out the sudden booms.
Right. So that'll be a continuous boom. So when the sudden booms come, it's not as loud and it's
Right.
not as echoey in the house.
My dog really likes Skrillex, so I should just put a lot of that on.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm curious about, like, I've seen, like, the commercials for, like, the blankets, the thunder
The
blankets.
thunder coats.
Do those have any effect?
Personally, I've never had any good use, or not good use, but good
Good luck.
luck with them.
Okay.
I've had several people tell me that they work good for their dogs.
Okay.
Depending
So
on
it's
your
per
dog.
case.
It's per case.
All right.
My dogs are just big, huge titty babies.
Okay.
And if they can't be all over mom in a thunderstorm or
Then they-
firework,
I gotcha.
that's it.
Okay.
He's asking for Kim, for the record.
No, for me. I need a thunder blanket.
Yeah.
Kim, it's loud. Get my shirt.
I just
I
want to
mean,
wear
my-
it, and then I run around the house going, "You bid thunder blanket," and then I go run to the next room.
He needs a whoopee. So Kim must have thrown his whoopee away.
Yeah. Everybody needs a good whoopee.
Aw.
I
Don't
gotta
mess
get a
with a
whoopee.
man's whoopee.
Those things are amazing.
A man should be alone in his castle with his whoopee. What's up
you know
with
what?
that?
I'll say it. I'm a man who's not afraid to admit I miss access to the last whoopee I had access to. Thing was fantastic.
I had a blanket when I was a kid. I sucked my thumb and had a blanket. I think I sucked my thumb till I was like 10. I was like really a late. I sucked my thumb till
He was a
long past I
he was
should
a
have
late
been stopping
sucker.
sucking my thumb. But that's probably more information you cared to know about. Me.
Mike
But
Winters,
anyway.
all day sucker.
Go Kim.
So, I like you said, I know that the facility will be closed
Yes.
this weekend.
Yes.
But today, tomorrow, you can come by. Let's talk what pets are. We're looking for homes right now.
So we still have some of the old timers. We still have Sunflower, which she is now a little over a year, probably
Okay.
going close to a year and a half, and we have her as a boxer pit bull mix. Super sweet, super affectionate. She's not too big. She's roughly 45, 50 pounds.
Okay. So if you want a boxer, but not the built weight of a boxer, this might be a little bit more your speed.
She's more like stature of a pit and size of a boxer.
Okay.
So, but she walks great on a harness, great on a
Okay.
leash.
Is she got the boxer pushed in stuff? or-
No, she has the pit face and then the
Okay.
boxer other.
So you probably don't have to deal with some of those
Not a lot
issues
of the
that you have to
breathing
deal with
issues.
on boxers.
Nice.
Okay.
We do still
Yeah.
have Max and Rose, the two Doberman mixes that came into us when they were 4 months old. They are now 1 year old.
Okay.
They are special case. They do need somebody that's going to be able to take time and work with them, because remember when they came in at 4 months of age, they had never had human interaction until us.
So they were kind of feral.
They were feral completely.
Okay.
They are very well now. Max has advanced a little bit further than Rose has. Rose is still kind of
but
shy
they're
and
much
scared.
more accustomed to people and
They don't try to bite anybody. Max actually is like, "Hi, I want you to pet me, and if you don't pet me, I'm going to scream at you because I now like people." And Rose is like, "Just let me go under my bed and hide." She's in cat stage right now.
Sure.
But they're both very sweet. They're both very affectionate. When we take them out of the kennel situation and bring them up into the front lobby, Rose does open up quite a bit. She's
Okay.
like, "Oh, okay."
Do you find that the personalities that they take on inside the kennels, that they translate to the home ownership experience, that they're just as playful as maybe they are inside the kennels?
About 80% of the time. The majority of the time, like we say, dogs, you see them, and cats, you see them at their worst in a kennel.
Sure.
Because they don't understand why they're there. They don't have the knowledge to understand,
To them, it
hey,
just feels like punishment.
Sure.
exactly. Now they are treated with, the most love and care and provided everything that they're needed when they're with us. But they still don't understand that.
Right.
They don't get to run. They don't get to have the.
Yeah,
rule
they
of
get
the
to go on
place,
their
yeah.
walks in the morning. When we have our volunteers come and walk them, we have an outside exercise run that they get to, share, rotate throughout the day. But it's still not like having a home. And a lot of people we've heard in the past from them is the best animal they've ever had is an animal from a shelter, because they don't take their home for granted.
Right.
They
That makes
know
sense.
that
Makes sense.
That
there's
makes sense.
other things
Yeah.
in life.
Sure.
So,
They've seen some stuff, man.
right? And I always laugh when I tell them, I go, "So when they get home, do they sing 'Let My People Go'?"
You're just
And
sitting there with a harmonica howling out the window.
They
And
got
to
a
be
tin
honest-
metal coffee can. Ding, 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 ding,
I know
let
people
my
have their
people go.
like breeds of choice, and I love my Jack Russell or my King Charles Cavalier, whatever. I get that. Some people have that, but I'm telling you, the best dogs I ever have or ever come across, mutts.
Yeah.
So, and
But
I'm going to tell
they're-
you right now, shelter dogs are a lot different than purchased or, given
Farm
dogs.
dogs, right?
The-
Two of my dogs, my two dogs, one came from the shelter and then one came from my daughter. So the one that came from the shelter, yeah, he's got his moments to where, he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember what this place is." The one that didn't come from the shelter is like, "I'm going to push every single button you have And then, I'm going to back off.
Gotcha.
But, a dog that comes from a shelter, even a cat that comes from a shelter, they know that there's something different out there other than that home.
Right.
And not saying that it's a bad experience for them, but they know that this is what they love. They didn't love the kennel. And there are some animals that can adapt perfectly into the kennel, like as if it is their home.
Right.
Sure.
And there's some that do not.
Well, it's like people. Each one reacts differently. I imagine some even develop a PTSD, the two kennel life.
There are
living,
some that we have actually had to medicate because of stress diarrhea.
Sure.
Because they could not settle down. Their anxiety and nerves just continuously were just
Sure.
anxious.
Yeah.
So we had to get them on medication to stop them from having diarrhea, because when you're stressed, what happens? Your body digests your stress everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, imagine you get put in a room, in a little room, or a little cage in a room, and then everybody else in the room is yelling and screaming at the top of their lungs.
Michael, thank you not to judge me on how I spend my weekends.
I'm just saying, how calm and relaxed would you be in that environment? Odds are you wouldn't. And guess what? The dogs aren't either. And that's what we're talking about.
Experience from, youth and childhood. Joe wasn't fun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. I like my home.
Death row's really hard.
It was hard to get off that row, man.
But yeah, and so if you think at it from that perspective, you're seeing these pets at their worst. So that's why they want to put you in the meet and greet room. They want you to, if you have other dogs, we want to make sure that that's copacetic and have that meet and greet. That's why everything's done. It's A, to make sure that animal's going to a safe, warm, loving home. But B, it's also to make it a better experience for you as the home owner and the pet owner. We don't want this to be hard for you, because guess what? If it is, 9 times out of 10, they bring them right back to the Humane Society, and we're stuck back with the pets again.
One thing that, with it being the summertime and a lot of people traveling for vacations, and Roswell getting a lot of travelers, which is wonderful, because that brings people to our town and people coming to the shelter and looking. Our shelter is not like most shelters. You don't walk in. It's not a pick and go. We're not a garage lot,
Right.
where you're going to go and pick the part and go.
This ain't a pet vending machine.
No.
Yeah.
We do have processes, and we do have the policies and procedures in place for a reason. It's a safety for the animals, and then for you as well, and your kids and your animals at home.
Sure.
We do want to adopt anybody who lives out of town. Unfortunately, it just takes a little bit longer to do versus a normal situation.
And yeah.
But we do want to make sure that if you have dogs, that they get along, because we would hate for you to get all the way back to, let's say, Colorado, and then our dog and your dog don't get along, because in our contract, you have to drive your dog that you just adopted from us all the way back to us.
Yeah.
So, and not always do, things work out 100% even with meet and greets. Sometimes they get home and they decide that they don't want to share that territory.
Right.
It's not a guarantee, but it is a 95% chance that this is going to be a better suit than, just throwing them in the yard together.
Also, please note, the city of Roswell, especially for out-of-towners, it may not be, regardless of where you live, that dog will be chipped and spayed or neutered before it is in your possession.
Yes, so everything is microchipped, spay or neutered, rabies vaccination. We start them on vaccinations. If they come in with fleas or ticks, they're treated for fleas and ticks and given preventative to help keep it off.
Even if you do not live in the city of Roswell, you still will have your pets chipped. Spayed, neutered regardless, too.
Yep.
But that, even if you live in the county or don't even live in the state and you're here in town and what have you, and you're don't own a pet and you want to adopt a cat or something, it will be spayed or neutered, and it will be chipped before you get to take it home, or it will be at your home. You're going to pick it up from the vet. The vet of your choice, whatever. We have many fine vets in town. Whichever one you like to take your pets to, that's where the pet will go. Unless, of course, it's already been spayed or neutered, but it's still got to get chipped.
Right.
Regardless.
Very rarely do they come in spayed, neutered, and microchipped. It's either they're microchipped and not fixed, or they're fixed and not microchipped.
Well, and even if they are microchipped, that has to be updated for
right,
your
we have to get the
information.
registration changed over into the new adopter's name. And sometimes that is not as easy as it sounds. Depending on the microchip company, it can be real easy, and sometimes it can't be. So don't feel frustrated with the microchip companies. Their most interest is that pet being registered to who it lives with.
I'm curious. This is just because I've been out of the game for a while. Do they still clip the ear on like cats when they spay or neuter them?
If it's requested.
Okay.
The majority of the cats that receive the clipped ear are the feral cats that have
Right.
been spay neutered and released.
Okay.
What's a clip ear do?
So
It's
it
just-
just
it's a
notifies
designation.
if they get into a cat trap that animal has already been
Oh,
sterilized.
okay, it's an ID. I
yeah.
got
Yeah.
it.
So
Okay.
it's either the inner of the ear and it looks like a little V notched out of it, or
Yeah.
it's the lower half down here.
Mike, I had a cat named Mikey. This is years ago. They clipped his left ear. It was just a little notch out. I remembered it because it reminded me of Furball from Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
So I always thought
Okay.
about it.
But
So
another
basically,
thing,
that's how they mark feral cats. that
they do,
then-
but unfortunately, feral cats tend to get into a lot of fights,
Right.
and so sometimes
Some they got
It just
they got
happens.
a notch already taken.
they already
out.
got a notch already taken out. So the vets try to make it look as fight
Right.
resemblance,
It's rounded.
you know.
Looks like
usually
it was
rounded out.
deliberately done, not something that
Yes.
could have happened in their life.
And then some of them have even started doing like not so much like a notch, but where it's kind of like a figure 8, like
Okay.
punched out of the ear.
Right.
Like, just a hole punch out of the ear.
Right.
And
Okay.
then they're tattooing the inside of the ears, where it's visible. They're trying to do a lot of things
I
to
heart
help
Wanda.
bring the attention to
break
the
for
ears.
catnip.
I
Kitty
bite.
butts drive me nuts. Stuff like that.
Oh, I
Tuna
saw this
is my
thing last night.
co-pilot.
It says Bond, James Bond, and then it says butt, fluffy butt, and it's got a Sylvester cat with the
That's-
white bow tie. I was like, oh my god, I love
That's
it.
cute. That is cute.
My other car is a cat.
Yeah, my other car is a cat carrier.
I bet there's a lot of I don't care about your problems,
Yeah.
but here's mine
Yeah.
kind of themed stuff for
Mhm.
cats. But anyway, yes, please note all of that stuff, and then of course for adopting of dogs, they do want to make sure you live in a fenced-in a home with a fenced-in yard.
They'll come check, make
Any
sure there's no
kind
holes.
of other dogs in the home will have to do a meet and greet. And cats, again, other than the spay and neuter, have to be committed as indoor cats.
Yeah, strictly indoors.
Yeah, so they are not to be put outside where they can go feral or
Get hit by animals or attacked by another larger animal.
Yeah. Cats don't. Feral cats don't live as long as your house cats. That's
No, their life expectancy is typically right about a year.
yeah. Whereas you can have that cat in your home for like 20 years.
It's been a real battle
depending
with
on
my
the age,
youngest. He keeps trying to get out. Not Hunter, my youngest cat.
Yeah. Get a
clarify.
metal coffee can, like the small ones,
Uh-huh.
and then fill it with pennies or marbles, tape the lid shut. Every time he walks by the door and you're at the house, chunk the can, hit the door.
Not the cat. Got it.
Not the cat.
Got it.
Hit the
Okay,
door.
Thank you for clarifying. That'll show him.
How
No.
is your aim? Like he's like, I know you wear thick glasses.
Well, that's
Sean.
the thing is, I'm a little nearsighted.
I
so
wasn't aiming for the cat.
I was just gonna shake the can.
No,
but-
so hit the door with the can.
Okay.
Because if you shake the can, you're the reasoning for the sound.
I understand.
When you throw the can and it hits the door and it makes the sound, the door randomly made the sound, and it's going to terrify him to stay away from the door.
Gotcha. Now, what do I do when Hunter wants out? No, I'm kidding.
You put a leash on him, that's retractable, and then
Alright.
you lock and then pull.
Fair enough. The Humane Society lady told me it's fine, Hunter. You're going to be leashed.
You are going to be leashed and you're going to be harness broke.
That's right. The cat and dog lady told me it's got to happen.
Yep. Because I'm familiar
She
with
knows best.
toddlers too.
And don't even get me
Got them
started about your
covered.
Thunder shirt.
You being thunder.
We're going to get Mike a thunder shirt that's got a little clasp on the back of it so that way Kim can harness him and
like
clip
it.
it to him like a leash.
I like it.
As long as I can breathe in it.
And a choke chain.
You know what? I got to get him the prong collar because he does misbehave a lot.
It's true.
Dang.
You want the thunder shirt, you got to have the rest.
Well, I mean, as long as my territory is vast, I'm okay with it.
You know what? You mark whatever you need to mark. All right.
Yeah.
That's
I
actually
said we
behind
have
the
it all.
curtain. That's behind the beaded curtain.
You know, the
Thrift
book
shop
room, it's
after
a
dark.
book room.
We have to geofence Mike around certain buildings, so he wears this.
Hey, Mike, come here real quick.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do it just to mess with him.
It's like they always tease me. They're like, "Hey, you want to go to La Grande Victoria?" And I'm like, "I can't. My collar doesn't go that far." I get to the corner and then I get zapped.
I've got this chip implanted. It's a whole nother level of microchipping.
I'm just standing on the corner.
Picturing Mike break a threshold.
I see people walking out with burgers and stuff, and I'm just like, I can't go over there. No, you want one? Come here.
dancing at it.
Then I step out in the street and I get zapped, and I'm like, oh, and they laugh. And
We
it's,
put
they do
single
this
donuts on a plate just out of his reach. We have fun.
We are cruel and unusual.
That's right.
There you go. If anybody has any questions about anything, go to check out the website, RoswellHumane.org. There you can see every single pet that is calling the shelter home. If you see not available next to their name, that means that pet is in quarantine. It could be because it's new to the shelter and is waiting on shots or whatever. It could be that it's a youngling puppy or kitten that is not of weight yet, or it's just like you said, it's new and they're waiting to figure out if it's healthy and stuff before they put it with the other pets, so it doesn't get the others sick and all that. So.
But if you are interested, you can send us an email. Our email address is linked on the website. And then just say, hey, was inquiring about such and such dog or cat. And then we will respond to you telling you what information we know about that animal. And then when we approximately think it will be coming out of quarantine, for you to come down and visit.
Yeah. And then you come and you can get the paperwork going, get everything going. And then by the time it comes out of quarantine, it goes right to the vet to get its, spay or neutered and chipped. And then you're part of your loving family. So. Please reach out. And then, like we said earlier, support the thrift store. Great way to get stuff very inexpensively while at the same time every single bit of it going back to pay for vet bills, cleaning products, litter, all the stuff that it needs to take care of these pets. So, good deal. Did we get it all?
I think we did.
Awesome. So come on in. Come on out today, tomorrow, Saturday. It's going to be closed, and then they'll back to normal schedule next week.
Any plans for the 4th, for the weekend? Or are you going to do the normal Roswell thing and just stay away from downtown?
Away from downtown.
Yeah, makes sense.
Only come into the town, because I live in Dexter
now.
now.
Yeah, you load up a pack mule and come in for supplies.
I'll stop at all Albertsons on South Main. I ain't even going to come all the way in.
So what? Someone from Dextarian, Dexite?
I'm actually a Roswellite, just who relocated to Dexter.
Well, now you're a Dextarian.
So she's ambidextrous.
I'm ambidextrous.
Dexterite. I don't know it.
She has great dexterity.
I don't know the proper term. I like Dexterian. I think that's a pretty good one. A Dextarian.
I'm a Dextarian.
There you go. Well, happy Dextarian to you. And
happy 4th to y'all.
I'm actually Pentecostal. So you're a Dextarian?
From the makers of Hydrox.